Now, neighbors are calling Jefferson Park here a nightmare, saying that they're finding needles and human waste on the ground. They're hearing people screaming and fighting. They're seeing drug deals and drug overdoses. And they say it's exhausting to have to call the police over and over. On a sunny Wednesday afternoon, this community park is bustling for all the wrong reasons, if you ask the people who live here.
Lots of homelessness, lots of drug use, and lots of drug dealing.
Matt and another neighbor have been keeping track of the problems in Jefferson Park. Matt took this photo out his window of a drug deal a couple days ago. Last weekend, police showed up with guns drawn, making arrests. This surveillance video shows a man using Matt's driveway as a bathroom. And when the sun sets,
The big problem at night, it becomes this dark black pit. And you really don't know what's going on there unless you have the guts to go out there with a flashlight.
The reason he thinks Jefferson Park has become such a hot spot lately, it sits in between the two new homeless resource centers and it's close to tracks.
A natural flow to seek some green space that you can shoot up and deal drugs. This is the only green space in our area.
Here could be another explanation.
Ever since Rio Grande and ever since they've kind of started changing the way that the system works, we obviously are going to see people moving around.
Salt Lake City Police says stats in the area show some crime, like people stealing from vehicles, is up in the ballpark area, but other crime is actually down. They track those stats to decide where to move their resources. SLC Public Services is also tracking the issue.
When we hear that there's negative activities or things that are happening in the park that are keeping people from using it, it's really hard to hear.
They joined in on a meeting recently to brainstorm solutions.
One of the other things we can do, though, is try to help with park activation. And so we talked about looking at adding a walking path and pedestrian lighting in the park.
Which gives Matt hope that his neighborhood park will be a gathering place without the crime.
I think that space, that green space, could be really beautiful and make a really positive impact on this area.
And one thing they were talking about, that darkness, and you can see that here tonight, other than the trash can behind us, there is a playground on the other side of that, but you really can't see it. So the city says they are hoping to get those lights installed here in the coming weeks. Live in Salt Lake City, Lauren Steinbrecher, Fox 13 News, Utah.